And we are live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, here on Wednesday evening at approximately 7:41 p.m. I keep my promise to you. My promise is to be with you every night this week between the hours of 7 and 8 and somewhere in between. I'm in my hoodie today, so I just came back from my run and I forego my shower for you to come and do this Facebook live for you, and I will have my cold shower after. Anyways, if you're there, if you're watching, Amanda, Justin, the Hypno Pixie and Deb, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave. Haley, thumbs up, give me a wave. So tonight's Facebook live, very quick one, but nevertheless very, very powerful. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Mustafa, I hope I pronounced your name right. Probably butchered it. Hey, how are you? So we've got a lot of people here today. Hello there. Who is that? Camille. Hey Camille, how are you? So tonight's Facebook live is the one sentence, the one mantra, the one affirmation that when you repeat it, when you put it into the hard drive of your brain, it will help you alleviate, stop, diminish, paralyze that fear, anxiety, response. All that coming up. But who am I? And why should you listen to me? It's a good question. Sophie, hello Sophie. My name is Luke Michael Howard. I am a clinical hypnotist. I am a change worker. I've been helping people change their lives rapidly in as little as one session when all else has failed for about 20 years now. I help people solve things they believe are unsolvable. I help people fix things they believe are unfixable. I've worked with governments, I've worked with celebrities, but I've also worked for the people that have fallen through the cracks, the people that have lost all hope and at their last resort. I have a particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for your anxiety. If you've got a problem, specifically anxiety, and you've lost all hope, come find me. I can help you fix you. Hello John, how are you? If you just joined us, give me a wave. Give me a thumbs up. Say hi in the box below. Before I kind of get into that one sentence that when you say it will help to alleviate, stop, paralyze, switch off, delete, and make obsolete your anxiety. Before I give that to you today. I put a video up today on this very page, and it was about anxiety in smokers, people who smoke, and it's tied into anxiety. And with the lockdown that we're all undergoing worldwide now, how many people find that they're smoking more, and they have that intrinsic nasty habit that they want to quit of smoking, and it's tied, it's linked, it's glued together with smoking. Not sure if anyone saw that video. It was put up today. Tell me, give me a thumbs up if you saw that video that I put up a few hours ago on the 5 easy steps to quit smoking and to allow yourself to demolish that kind of anxiety that's related to smoking. A lot of people believe that smoking is an addiction. Half the scientists and doctors say it's a physical addiction. The other half of the scientist and doctor says it's not a physiological addiction, it's a mental addiction. Either way, it can be a bitch to kick if you don't have the appropriate tools. But underlining that is some form of anxiety. In my working with people for some 20 or so years. Hey Kathy, how are you? Pradeep, how are you? If you just joined us, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave. Every problem, including smoking, I've probably helped close to about 10,000 people stop smoking over the last 20 or so years, one-on-one with people. And every single one of them, even though like, Luke, my life is perfect, it's just this one area called smoking I can't quit. Underneath it was a level of anxiety. Every problem I see someone, from the person who's addicted to cigarettes, to the person who feels they're addicted to sugar, to the person who's addicted to a toxic relationship, or a person who's addicted to a kind of physiological chronic pain, whatever it is, there's always an element of anxiety underneath. But when that anxiety is cleared up once and for all and deleted, it becomes exponentially easier to program your future, to have a future that compels you to set the standards you want for yourself and leave anxiety way behind you. So if anyone's watched that video, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave. Nobody's given me a thumbs up or waved or said I've watched that video. So I'm going to assume that nobody watched that video and nobody smokes here or nobody wants to quit. Anyways, if you have, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes. But down to business. That one sentence. That one sentence that when you utter to yourself, it just pauses, switches off, deletes anxiety. What is it? Here's the thing. When it comes to any level of anxiety, whether it be obsessive compulsive disorder, whether it be post-traumatic stress disorder, whether it be complex post-traumatic stress disorder, whether it be health anxiety, whether it be GAD, general anxiety disorder, whether it be insomnia, which is a form of anxiety, it's taking anxiety to bed with you and not being able to sleep because it keeps you up all night. What it is there's an element that you are not feeling safe. Because if you felt safe, you wouldn't have any anxiety. So there's an element of your reptilian mind, the oldest part of your brain, that does not think you are safe. There's some kind of trauma that happened in your life, whether it be a big or small trauma. Hey Evelyn, how are you? If you just joined us, give me a wave, give me a thumbs up. There's a form of trauma in your life. Again, small or big. Remember, when we're kids, a little thing can seem like a big thing. That when we look back now as an adult, that thing that was really big to us when we were younger is really quite small. But guess what? We've all got that 5-year-old living inside of us that needs to be healed up most of the time. So everyone that suffers from some form of anxiety, on some level, there is a lack of safety, a lack of security deep within themselves. That if people knew that they were totally safe and totally protected, their anxiety would essentially just drop away. It would just melt away. It'd be like, here's you, and right, here's anxiety. You realise you're safe one day, anxiety goes. No more anxiety. However, most of us, we hold on to it because on some unconscious level in our monkey mind, or reptilian mind, brain, we feel that we are not safe on some level. Even though we might know logically we're safe, lions, tigers, bears are not trying to eat us, that 5-year-old still thinks it's not safe. So here's the one sentence, the one affirmation, the one mantra that when you use will help to reframe that program, that old program in your brain. And it's simple. If you're having a panic attack, if you're engaging in thoughts that are not quality thoughts, that are hurting you, that are making you suffer, that one sentence, hey Lily, how are you? That one sentence, 3 words, I am safe. Again, I am safe. One more time, I am safe. Hey Lindsay, how are you? If you just joined us, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave. In the midst of a storm, in the midst of going down that trance tunnel of anxiety, when you stop yourself, you take a deep breath, you hold it for a moment, and as you breathe out, you say out loud, I am safe, or you say it inside your head, I am safe. And you say it enough till you start believing it, so it starts to upgrade that iOS software in the back of your brain, to it upregulates the old piece of software you've got on your brain that you've been running from for many years. You've been running from an old Windows program, if you will. You've been running from Windows 95, and although Windows 95 may have been great in 1995, we're now what, 2020. If you tried to run Windows 95 on your computer now, it would cry, it would blow up. Hell, maybe it'd explode, but it certainly would slow the fuck down. Hey Sunday, how are you? If you just joined us, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave. So we need to upgrade that technology, that software in the brain. A quick way of doing it, it's really simple. But don't confuse this. Don't think it needs to be something really complicated to fix this problem, to give you distance, to give you space from that problem. Don't make that mistake that, oh my God, Luke, I've been suffering from some kind of anxiety for all of my life right now. It can't be this simple. Yeah, it can be this simple. Because all you need to do is you need to say that thing and you need to start believing it. You need to not say it like, oh, I am safe. You need to say it in a way that you believe it, even if you feel that you are bullshitting yourself to begin with. It's not, oh, I'm safe. I'm safe. Oh, shit, I don't believe that. The other voice inside your head is, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. It's about reparenting yourself. It's about being that mother or father to yourself that perhaps you didn't have. And you couldn't control that. But now you can reparent yourself. And you can give yourself that love, that protection. It starts with those 3 words. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. In this moment, I am safe. Do you know how I know? Because I can talk, I can move my arms, I can breathe. If I wasn't safe in this moment, I wouldn't be able to say these words inside my head. Hey Pamela, how are you? Hey Emerge, how are you? Give me a thumbs up, give me a wave if you're watching. If you were truly in physiological danger, you would not be able to say those words. Because you'd be in fight or flight. You'd be in that flow state trying to survive. And you wouldn't be in the future thinking, catastrophizing on what could happen. I am safe every day. Every time anxiety comes up, feel it and remind yourself you are safe. In this moment, you are safe. And it's always, don't trust me about this. Don't trust anyone. What's good, Emerge? Still need to talk about your street hypnosis course. Interested in that? Yeah, I said give me a message later on. Yeah, I am safe. So go out, use it for the next few days, use it for the rest of your life, and let me know how that starts to reframe your experience of anxiety out there in the real world. John Hammer says, yes, I am safe. Yeah, you are. You're safe. Hey, Mr. P's out there as well. Hey, Mr. P, how are you? Give me a wave. Give me a thumbs up. So that being said, folks, quick one tonight. If you've got any questions about that, hypnosis, me, anxiety, you can put your questions in the comment box below. I'm going to be here for a few minutes and I will endeavour to answer your questions, so get typing right now. If you're watching this on the replay, I will do my best to respond to those messages. But while I wait and see if anyone has any messages or comments they want to give or questions about that or anxiety, no problem, Pamela. Thank you for joining us. This week, I've got 2 more spots remaining for some Zoom hypnosis. All right. So understand that what the Zoom hypnosis is a fun experience of hypnosis. Now, I'm bloody expensive when it comes to hiring me. I'm bloody expensive, but I'm still cheaper than 4 years of psychotherapy for you to try and fix your problem. Thanks, John. However, what I am doing this week is I've got 2 spots remaining for something that's totally free. It's Zoom-nosis. It's hypnosis over Zoom. Understand, this is not a therapy session. We are not fixing all of your anxiety, depression, addiction, and whatever it may be. We're not doing that, all right? However, if you want to experience what hypnosis is, the fun elements of hypnosis, because there's a lot of confusion out there about hypnosis, isn't there? Like, what is it? Is it mind control? Is it evil? Is it bad? Is it religious? It's to experience that. It's none of those things. It's to experience what it is inside your body and give yourself that beautiful, wonderful experience of hypnosis over Zoom. Because most of my work, even before lockdown, about 60% of my clients I work with over Zoom and give them all kinds of weird and wonderful hypnotic experiences virtually over Zoom. And the interesting thing is, studies have shown us that there's no difference from results people get with hypnosis, whether we're in the same room together or if it's virtually over this. In fact, a good hypnotist friend of mine recently said, when someone asked him, well, how does hypnosis work if you're not in the same room with somebody? And he brilliantly answered, well, I'm working inside someone's head. That's where the change is happening. That's why I'm working as a hypnotist and a change worker. So it doesn't matter if we're both in the same room or if we're 5,000 miles away across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm working in their mind. So whether we do it over Skype or WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever, over a video or Zoom, it's the same effect because I'm working on their minds. Which is brilliant, and it is really much like that. I helped a lady this week who is fasting, She's going on a three-day fast, and she wanted to experience some hypnosis. She's based in Chicago. I'm in Toronto currently. She's having some great success. Had another lady who is based somewhere in Canada, but nowhere close to me, because Canada is the second biggest country in the world, right after Russia. And she is she's experiencing some pain and some fibromyalgia. Had a brilliant session with her. Never met her physically, unfortunately. So we're doing a session over Skype, and she came on and she was experiencing the symptoms of fibromyalgia, pain in her body for like the last couple of years. A loss of libido as well, that she said. And we just did one session. She's booked 3, and she came in the session experiencing the pain and symptoms of fibromyalgia of about 7 out of 10, 10 being high, 0 being low, non-existent symptoms. And she left with it being 0. I never met her. It was just like this, one-on-one, so she could see me and I could see her. So it was quite amazing. Had another guy who actually, full disclosure, I did a session with him in person, but because of the lockdown, we're not really allowed to see people live now here in Canada. So we did his last session over Skype, and he had some issues with fidelity, of cheating on his girlfriend, and lying and gambling. And I'd done sessions one-on-one with him, 2 in actual fact, and this was our final session, and we did it over Zoom, and he just went under. It was amazing, and he was literally knocked out. I thought he fell asleep at one point, and I had to make sure he wasn't asleep, because sleeping and hypnosis are not the same thing. But I didn't want to bring him around if it was just a deep trance, because I didn't want to ruin that beautiful experience for him. So I was like, yeah, if you can hear what I'm saying, just, this wasn't his name, by the way, so I'm not betraying who he was. But if John can hear me, just give me a head nod, because I swear this guy was sleeping, and he's like drooling. It sounds like he's snoring, and his unconscious mind just nods his head. He's just in a really deep form of trance, and I brought him around at the end, and he just literally couldn't remember anything, couldn't remember even why he was there. But he just wasn't experiencing that problem, and he noticed that his relationship with his girlfriend and his new little child was going amazingly, that their trust had never been higher. So it's amazing stuff you can do even over Skype here. I'm just going to scroll through a couple of questions here, but before I do that, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Skype. Hypnosis, or it's actually over Zoom, it's video, it's hypnosis for fun, it's 20 minutes with me for free. But understand what I'm getting out of it. It's going to be, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use our session. So we're not doing anything deep or heavy, because you probably don't want that out there for the whole world to see. But if you just want to experience some fun elements of hypnosis, like forgetting a name or forgetting a number or sticking a hand, or kind of like the fun stuff you see on TV, but no deep therapeutic stuff. If you'd like to experience that for free, I've got 2 spots available this week. It will be over Zoom video. It will be free, like I mentioned, and you need to be comfortable with me using that in my marketing, on my Facebook, on my email list, and on my YouTube. And if you're totally okay with that, I know Scotty is joining us for some Skype Gnosis or Zoom Gnosis. I know Camille is later on this week, going to do a couple of sessions with those guys, and then if they're okay with it, and I'm sure they are because they understand, we're going to post that on here. And if you're interested, 2 more spots, just give me a personal message. Just click on my name on this page and say, Luke, I'd like to experience some of that hypnosis for fun, if you've got any spots available this week, and I'll tell you how we can organise that. Alternatively, underneath this message, write 2 words. It has to be these 2 words, all right? You ready? I'm in. I'm in, nothing else. I'm in means that you want to do this, and then I'll send you a personal message. But you can type whatever you want, but I'm only going to get back to you if it says I'm in, because that's the key word, so I know that you'd be interested in experiencing some fun hypnosis with me. So put it I'm in underneath here, or send me a personal message, and we're doing those between now and Sunday. That being said, there was a couple of questions here. Let's see what those questions were. Hey Timothy, how are you? If you just joined us, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave. Sophie asked a question. Thank you. We'll try that. Do you think anxiety is environmental or biological? Doesn't matter. It's all in your mind. And please understand, that's not me rubbishing how you feel, because I had anxiety for 10 years every single day. And I'm writing a book on anxiety, and we're currently about 15,500 words into it. So I understand what anxiety feels like, all right? Every day I had that fucking thing. And I've worked with well over 5,000 people one-on-one in helping them alleviate the symptoms of anxiety. It's not proven that anxiety is environmental or it's biological. There is no biological markers that a doctor will look at and say, oh my God, based on your serotonin, dopamine, endocrine system right here, you have anxiety because blah, blah, blah. Essentially what they do is they take your heart rate, they ask you a couple of questions, the doctor, then they prescribe some anti-anxiety medication. They haven't tested your biology at all. It's the same with depression. It's quite scary. You imagine saying, you know, I've got some heart problems, and they never actually look at your heart, but they give you heart medication and they don't know what's going on physiologically with your heart. It's really dangerous, but they would do that with anxiety and depression, which is really, really quite scary. But anxiety it doesn't matter if it was environmental. My belief is it's learnt, it's nurture. You're not born with it. No child is born anxious. No child. There isn't a child that is born anxious in the world. It's something that's learned generally from our parents or our carers at a deep unconscious level, and the implicit memory, which means before 5 years of age, there are seeds that are planted for us to feel certain things. Essentially, about 95% of how we feel or what we learn in life is learned before the age of 5 years of age, and in pretty much most of our life we look for information to confirm these things that have already been planted in there, these suggestions, if you will. That's why it takes years and years and years and years and years and years and years of psychotherapy to understand why you have anxiety. But guess what? You still have it. I don't really care if people understand why they've got anxiety or they don't understand, because 90% of the people I see absolutely understand why, in their words, not mine, because I would never use language in this. 90% of the clients I see know why, in their own words, they're fucked up. Yet they're still fucked up. Okay? I'm not in the business of digging up the graves and pulling out all the skeletons and like, it was your mum or your dad, what happened there, or your first husband, or your sixth child, or your 36th sister, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened then. It matters what happens now and what you're doing in your brain, that pattern, that behavior, and stopping it cold so it can never hurt you and you never have any more inappropriate anxiety in your life. Hopefully that answers your question in some way, shape or form. Just going to scroll down. Excuse me if the camera goes a bit blurry while I touch the screen. Debbie asked me a question. Hey Lisa, how are you? If you just joined, give me a wave, give me a thumbs up. Debbie asked me a question. Let's see what Debbie said. Pretty sure you told me that under hypnosis, don't ever remember what you tell me under. As every time I face one of my phobias, I always say I am safe to myself and it's gone. That's how I get through all of them. I am proof it works. Yeah, Debbie is a great client of mine. She came to me with a couple of issues. She even kindly, wrote me some reviews, and we did a video testimonial as well. And she's had some amazing results in her life and making the rest of her life the best of her life. So she's a great woman, a great lady who is really living life, really embracing it. So I'm so happy that I was able to find her, able to help Debbie find herself and be brave and get through it and make the rest of her life a masterpiece. So a lot of love out there for Debbie. Scotty, I'm amazing. Thank you, my man. You are amazing too. We will arrange something over the next few days. So Scotty's going to do a Zoom hypnosis with me for some fun over the next few days. We just need to arrange that. We will do that. Malik, hey Malik, how are you? If you joined us, give us a thumb up, give us a wave. If you've got any questions about hypnosis, anxiety, or smoking anxiety, what's that all about? Put your questions in the comments below. I'm going to be here for a few more minutes on the live broadcast. Caitlin has joined us. Hello, Caitlin. How are you? Jennifer has joined us. Hey, Jennifer. How are you? Give us a thumbs up. Give us a wave if you've just joined us. Unless you've got any more questions about any of this, I'm going to go and have a well-deserved shower. I'm going to have my cold shower. I have a shower of 2 minutes cold, actually, every day. I practice the Wim Hof meditation and cold exposure my body, and it helps me, as someone who spends a lot of his time in his brain, helps to put me back in the body and give myself that felt sense of being in the moment. It's another quick tip. People with anxiety are always living in the future. If you want to live in the now, you focus on the sensation. Not the emotion, I'm feeling anxious. Not the thought, oh my God, what if this happens? What if this happens? People what if all over themselves. But focus on that physical sensation in the body. And just by focusing on the sensation, by me having a cold shower, bloody hell makes me focus on that cold water hitting my body. And it basically puts a little adrenaline into my body. So I go to hyperventilate, puts me under a little bit of stress. And then I breathe myself through it for a couple of minutes. And I can actually begin to sweat in a shower that is ice cold and freezing by controlling my autonomic nervous system. For more information on that, look at Wim Hof's work, which is very good. All right. Well, I will be back tomorrow at some time between 7 and 8 p.m. Same Luke time, same Luke place, same Luke channel. Always believe.